Hi, Michael. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Antoine. It's a pleasure being with you.
Michael, you spent a few years at Concordia, went back to Lebanon to continue your education, then got into banking right before opening PaddleSport. So can you talk to us a bit about your professional journey before founding your company?
Absolutely, yes. So when I started at Concordia, I started in industrial engineering. I did. I spent 2 years there, and then I had a summer job at the Research Institute in McGill. Uh, I saw that okay, that's most probably not what I wanted to do after spending 5 or 6 months with them. It was just the amount of work and the quality of work that I was doing that did not necessarily, I did not see fit or align with what I wanted to continue in. So I took the decision to move back to Lebanon. I continued my studies at the St. Joseph University of Beirut in finance and economics. Unfortunately, with all the situation that was ongoing in Lebanon at the time, um, I then took the decision to move back to Canada, where I most probably can find more and better opportunities. Um, and I went straight into banking. I started with an initial role at the bank just because it was also during the pandemic. My degree was from
Mhm.
Lebanon, so I started at a very basic position at Bank of Montreal, which was a call center for the credit cards. Um, took my CFA level one, took the securities course that is required also in Canada. Um, went into in branch for a year, and then went to the private banking for another year before launching PaddleSport.
Mhm. But Michael, if I can ask, how does someone go from banking to starting paddle sport? How do you make this transition? Did you always consider yourself like an athletic person? Were you into sport, or was it like just a business? Like, how did you even get started?
Precisely. So any kind of sport is I mainly go to the gym, but I keep fit. So sports and a big involvement or a lot of the activities that I do are sports based. And it's something that is crucial for my lifestyle. It's actually what keeps me sane. Having a certain routine, going to the gym, having a certain sport. How I made the transition from banking into starting paddle sport, seeing the growth of paddle all over the world. I first got to know paddle in Dubai. Actually, I was visiting my family there back in 2021. I saw the growth and I saw how it was also performing during the pandemic, um, worldwide as well, whether it be in countries that had a bit more lenient strict measures or even strict measures. Paddle was still ongoing. Paddle was still an activity that could be done. And so when COVID came and we had a pandemic, that created an extra layer of what if. Um, I saw that paddle could be also proof of that, and like kind of be not necessarily affected by it. And so this was one of the main drivers as well to kind of launch and like go in it even during
Mhm.
the uncertainty fear period of COVID and the pandemic. And the other thing again, when I played paddle, it was just an absolutely fantastic game. That I saw, okay, then it's still not in Canada, so barrier to entry must be very low. Um, you don't have any competition. You could come in. We have a very good location in downtown, so all of these combined together with the financial aspect, like being able to build a financial model, um, to be able to pitch to investors. Uh, that was something definitely up my alley where I didn't necessarily have to go and like I was struggling with that. The financial part was pretty solid, um, that I was able to kind of build and then go pitch to investors.
Do you think that your finance background helped you build the business?
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely. Whether it be the banking side, having to deal with banks and maybe getting some financing from banks. Definitely that experience in banking really helped into that. But also a big part of what I used to do at the bank. There was a lending portion that I used to work in. Um, so we used to see financial statements. We used to see, okay, does it make sense to lend this company? Uh, does it not make sense? And so, having done this for 2 years, even for me, and like if I we applied for loans, it was very very easy as a procedure because I knew exactly what I need to show to the bank to be able to get the financing or to also pitch it to an investor. What are the metrics? What are the KPIs? Or what are even like the right numbers or the ratios that banks and investors looked at to be able to go and get that money.
Mhm. And in the past couple of years, like you said, everyone's been talking about paddle. And were you actually the first person in Montreal to open a paddle court?
Yes, so on the island of Montreal, we're the first
Wow.
and only club up until August of 2024. So we were almost a year on the island where we were the only paddle courts on the island of Montreal.
Okay, Michael, I'm going to be honest here. So everyone around me has played paddle, but I haven't. And I kind of feel, ashamed that I haven't played paddle yet because it seems like everyone on the planet has played it in the past year or two. So can you explain to us people who haven't played paddle what it is and why it's picking up so fast?
Absolutely. So first of all, we definitely need to get you on the court. That's after this podcast, you need to get to PaddleSport and try it out. Um, but so the reason why it got hyped, um, first of all, it's also again during the pandemic, it was one of the few sports that still could be played because it's distant. You're not necessarily close to the other person. So that was definitely one of the main drivers that had to go around globally because it was an activity that could still be done. But the other aspect is the sport itself. It's very accessible. Um, how you hold the racket, how you hit the ball, how you get it to the other side over the net. Um, it's very easy. It's not like tennis where you need a lot of technique to kind of be able to play or to like at least have fun or maybe to just return the ball. Paddle is very very accessible to anybody that even has not any racket sport background that would be able to come and have fun. So that's the sport itself, the community and the social aspect around it as well. Since you are four on the court, um, it's fun. You laugh. It's not. You come with your friends. There's a lot of like fun moments. So that social aspect um, is definitely there. The community around it, we were able to build a community of almost within the past year and a half, almost of us being operational. We were able to build a community of 1,200 names that are active on WhatsApp group. That you come, you're missing a person, you're missing two people. You put it out on the WhatsApp group. You have other people join you. You meet new people.
Mhm.
So it's the networking aspect, it's the game itself, it's the fun around it. Um, all of these contributors are definitely what led for kind of like the expansion of the
Mhm.
sport.
All right. And Michael, can you tell me a bit about how this works? So if someone wants to book the court, like tell us a bit about the business. Like how does it work?
Of course. So right now we you pay to play. And so if there's a court available, you book it. You can pay either your part or you can pay the whole court and then have your friends either split amongst themselves or if you'd like to invite them, that's an option. Um, uh, and so this is for private games. We also have public games. Is exactly falls in a bit to the community part that I had mentioned earlier. Is that if you're just by yourself, you can start a game, post it publicly, and then have other people join your game. So these are the two ways that we currently have. As of next month, we are launching a new membership program. So with the membership program, it gives you access to some uh, free playtime. So instead of booking a court, paying for it, it's kind of included within the membership. So you just have to block the time of the time on the schedule. Um, and in the new membership structure, we will also have guest passes, so that way you can bring in a friend to kind of introduce them to the sport. At our club, we do have a small bar and pro shop. The membership also will allow you to have a few discounts at the pro shop and at the bar. Um, this is mainly it for how you'd be able to book a game. Um, and also joining the game if it's not you that
Mm.
initiated.
Awesome. Michael, today you have two courts, one in Laval, one in Montreal.
No, so as of today, actually, throughout the business process and the operation of this past year, we sold the Laval location,
Okay.
and I'm currently just a part of the downtown Montreal location.
Okay, awesome. And what's the vision here? Like, obviously, it's trending, and there's a lot of people coming in, a lot of hype. Where do you see this going?
Uh, Definitely into having more locations. There are more and more paddle leagues that are up and coming in North America. So we're working hand in hand with a lot of groups also from the US, where they have a bit of a bigger Latin community, which definitely take the sport to another level. So we're working hand in hand with a lot of groups from the US. Um, so it's having more courts, having maybe more teams, growing it more to a professional level where we're hosting in Canada, where we have a Canadian team that is playing. We're looking forward maybe to paddle becoming an Olympic sport in 2028. This is kind of like where everybody that is a pioneer or like that is involved into paddle, like this is really the main goal, is getting it to the Olympics, and clubs and everything around that sport is kind of also pushing towards that. So kind of the natural path of how the evolvement of the sport is you need to have a team and you need to have a certain level representing whether your team, your country, into the Olympics. And so this is kind of how the growth of the sport in general is leading up to. But as a club and as a business, it's definitely having a team for the club, competing, having more and more sponsors, uh, getting revenue streams off of that, off of viewership. So this is kind of like the natural trend from a business side of where we see ourselves going. It's definitely having other locations, teams, sponsors, so on and so forth.
That's amazing. And I want to close with this. You're in a prime location in the middle of downtown Montreal. For someone who's never played paddle sport and someone considering to play the game, what would you tell them?
Uh, you have to try it. You'll get hooked. That's not a question. We're sure of that. Um, and again, if you're based in Montreal and you've never played it, we're located right in front of Place Ville-Marie. Come and check us out. The club's name is PaddleSport, and we're more than sure that you'll have fun.
Michael, I know you're a very busy guy, so thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate this.
Thank you, Antoine.